Okay, so for today's lesson, what we're going to spend some time talking about is website organization. Website organization is an important thing to think about. It's going to be really helpful after reading this chapter. I think you'll understand some different ways that you can break down website organization. And so I'll spend a lot of time today kind of going through and illustrating using some examples outside of the book how to organize a website. One thing that's important that the reading points out that can be pretty important to think about is that, instead of providing a big pamphlet in the case of like a three-ring binder, when you're thinking about web pages, you really want to think about using more of an index card approach. Lots of little index cards with a variety of information on them that people can quickly access. So rather than the big binder with lots of pages with everything written on it on both sides, you want to use the index approach. That's sort of what the book lays out. So let's go through and start talking about some different ways that you can think about structure. The first one that we're going to talk about here is how to think about questions that people ask. So questions that people ask is one way that you can organize kind of the structure of your site. And so you're going to ask, so what are they going to ask? And once they get there, what do they need to know? And so a good example of a site like this is a Hulu here has an entire aspect of their page to questions and answers. So we frequently will have a frequently asked questions aspect to a website, but this is a little bit more advanced than even your normal frequently asked questions. If you kind of take a look through here, it goes into, most popular, Hulu Plus overview, Hulu Plus billing. This serves as navigation for a huge chunk of the site. And so from here, you can go to a variety of places. So if you end up at this question site, you can really bounce around the site pretty extensively. And so if we take a look here, so how do I cancel my Hulu subscription? There's a whole bunch of information here along with some other kind of most popular questions. And then we can, down here, we can then navigate to the rest of the pages in the content, and under each one you can see, so if we were to scroll down here on this page, we have all these other questions listed below. So once again, this is an example of organizing based on people's questions and providing quick answers to those questions. Okay, the next one that we can talk about here is a little bit different, and that is going to be the topic or task. And so this is going to be a place where it's structured by let's see, where are we here? Oh, okay. By topic or task. And so this is a World Health Organization's website. And when you take a look at the World Health Organization website, you can see that it's really organized by topic: data, media center, publications, countries, programs, health topics. And so this is obviously very topic related. And then we can look through and we can look at accidents and radiation. We can look at HIV and AIDS, adolescent health issues, all stuff that once we were to click on links, if we go to radiation here, once we get in here, there's a fact sheet about Japan and nuclear concerns, health effects of Chernobyl. You get the idea. It's all about the topic. Okay, so moving on to the next example is going to be a product type. And so I'm going to look at a ski page. Ski page are often organized by product type. And so if we go into and we look at under any of these headings up here, if we look at men's, under men's we have men's skis, men's boots, men's poles, men's helmets. And so it's very much based on these products. If I want to buy a helmet, I know I'm going to go right here and I'm going to look at the helmets that they offer. And then down as we scroll through the pages, we're going to see all the different helmets that they have. And then by product over here, it's constructed by hybrid, molded, hard-shelled, with audio, with venting, fit system, and there's going to be different aspects to each helmet that we can sort by. If we, let's say we want to look at something else, we want to go back to ski boots, bam, we're right back to ski boots. And so this is very much completely structured by, this is product type. And so a lot of sites that are selling, you know, a clothing line, a ski line, something like that will be organized by product type. All right, the next round that we're going to look at here is the information type. And so for an information type, let's go to the Summit Medical Fitness Center, the Summit Gym here in Kalispell, Montana. If we take a look at this, this is all about information. So this is about the gym, about us, about memberships, about programs, about schedules, calendars, news, and then about online services. So as we look through there, we can pretty quickly find out, you know, what type of information we're looking for just by looking at one of these. One of these is going to help lead us to that information. And so it's a little bit different than topic in that all of these topic and information type are similar, but generally in a topic you have a much wider variety of information, where this is just kind of more quick reference information. I want to get some data, I want to get in, I want to get out and make it to the gym. So a little bit different type. Next one that I want to talk about is organizing based on people. So if you're going to organize based on people, this is Ripple. This is a digital payment open source software development group. And so they have a wallet up here. But if you look down here, they then basically, very simple website, and they break everything down into links based on individuals, based on businesses, or based on developers. And so based on any of those features, if we were to follow any of these links, we would see that the information changes. But the navigation structure up at the top of this page continues to revolve around the same exact structure that we've talked about. And so this is an example where it's all about the different types of people who might be using your web page. So again, as we look here, it's all about giving you choices. What type of people or what type of person are you, and what are you going to be interested in as a different type of person? Now, you might fall into multiple categories, but you can quickly navigate to whatever information you think is going to be useful. All right, now, the next one, life event. I'm going to use the same example that they used in the book for this one, and I found it to be a pretty easy one to understand. And this is the Baby Center. And so the Baby Center is going to structure their webpage based on different stages in a child's life. So when the woman's pregnant, when the woman's getting pregnant, while the woman's pregnant, baby, toddler, preschooler, big kid, and adult. And so as we can see here, we go from the beginning of having a child all the way through a big kid. And so that's how this entire page is structured. And so if we were to kind of bounce around into any of these, they're all structured, as I mentioned, off of this. So interesting way to structure a website. Not every topic would allow you to structure your site around a life event, but there are definitely some. Okay, now the last one that we're going to look at and talk about is a time sequence. And so time sequence is where you have a process that you need someone to go through. And so a good example of this one is buying a house. And so this is the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. And as we look here, the main topic on this site is buying a home. And then under buying a home, we have a very logical structure. Step 1, and then step 2, and then step 3. And under each step, we can go in and we can click on some of these links and we can navigate to a sub document that talks about that particular link. And so that's going to give us a really good way to kind of move around in terms of time sequences and steps that you have to follow in order to get within the sequence in order to get something done. All right, so that's a quick layout of the different types of ways that you can organize your website. So feel free to review this in the book if you have any questions, or send me an email.